Good evening and welcome to the Stockton Virtual College Fair. We are so delighted that you are with us and thank you for spending your time with us for the next 45 minutes. My name is Gwen and I'm going to be facilitating this session for you. Before we get started, I just want to go over a few housekeeping announcements. For our attendees, just so you know, both your camera and your microphone are off, so the panelists will not be able to see or hear you. However, we do have the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen that will allow you to ask questions of our panelists throughout the next 45 minutes. I do encourage you to ask these questions. Our presenters are here to provide you with valuable information to help answer your questions, and I know that they would be more than happy to do so. Just as a reminder that this is one of many different sessions that are taking place, I would encourage you to sign up for additional sessions. This one is being recorded along with all of our other sessions. So those will be able to be accessed within about a week at the same website where you did register for this program tonight. So with that being said, I'd like to go ahead and turn it over. Our first presenter is going to be from St. Mary's College of California.
Hi everyone, welcome and good evening. I'm going to switch over to a PowerPoint presentation that I'm going to share with all of you. Got a lot of information to cover in 6 minutes, so bear with me as we go ahead and start. My name is Philip Goodwin. I'm a Senior Admissions Counselor, Visitor Center Coordinator in the Office of Admissions at St. Mary's College of California. We're about 30 minutes away from the Oakland-Berkeley area in the town of Moraga, about an hour away from the heart of the city in San Francisco. Got about 2,800 undergraduate students and are really known as a small liberal arts Lasallian Catholic school located in the Bay Area that offers NCAA Division I sports, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. Additionally, here's a wide variety of the list of majors here at St. Mary's. I think the beauty about St. Mary's is that we're a really small institution. Like I said, 2,800 students. Average class size is just 19 students. When I was a student at St. Mary's getting my bachelor's degree in politics and a minor in English, my smallest class size was 9. My largest was 35. I think that's the beauty of attending a smaller institution is that you're going to have a lot of one-on-one opportunities to interact with your professors. They're going to know your name and your face by the end of week one. And I think that really makes a huge difference when choosing a college to attend. As you can see, here's a wide variety of our list of majors here, over 40, and each one of them practically has a concentration to allow you to really dive deeper into a particular major if that's something that you're interested in. It's really easy to double major, have a minor, have a double minor if that's something that interests you. I also want to highlight specialized programs like our Engineering 3+2 program, where you wrap up your last 2 years of your engineering program at Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, as well as our Justice, Community, and Leadership program that also allows students to get their bachelor's degree and teach a credential in just 4 years. Really want to hit home on scholarships. You know, in this time, this COVID crisis, I think scholarships are so important right now. So every student who applies to St. Mary's and gets accepted will qualify for one of our first year merit-based scholarships. Those range from $7,000 to $30,000 for every year that you're a student. It's based off of your GPA and a holistic review process of your application. And this is something that you're going to qualify for right when you apply to St. Mary's. So there's nothing additional that you have to do to apply for this scholarship. And it's renewable all 4 years, meaning that you're going to get that scholarship your first year, your second year, all the way to your 4th year when you're ready to graduate. Maybe you're interested in transfer opportunities. It's definitely easy to transfer to St. Mary's from a community college, junior college, or even another 4-year institution. So it's very doable for you to start at the community college. Maybe you'll transfer after a year or two, and you're still going to qualify for some merit-based scholarship money. If you're applying from a Lasallian institution or Lasallian's high school, Lasallian-based or De La Salle Christian Brothers High School, you'll also qualify for one of our Lasallian leadership scholarships as well. Something that's really important, make sure you fill out the FAFSA when you're applying to St. Mary's, the free application for federal student aid. I tell folks, regardless of your parents' income, make sure you fill out the FAFSA because you never know how much need-based scholarship that you're going to qualify for. Over 90% of our students are receiving financial aid that they wouldn't have otherwise had the opportunity to receive unless they filled out the FAFSA. Another type of scholarship I want to highlight is our departmental scholarships. So those are up to full tuition. We have about 10 to 15 majors at St. Mary's that offer these types of scholarships. It is a separate application and potential interview or audition process. Those are due by our regular decision deadline of January 15th. So you definitely want to make sure that you get those scholarship applications in there as well. We also have our mentored access to programs and science scholarship. That's a full tuition scholarship, pretty competitive process, but free college really is the best way to go. So if you're interested in one of those 4 majors listed there, definitely make sure that you fill out the MAP scholarship as well. I also just really quickly want to highlight the first year application process to St. Mary's. It's really exciting that we are actually moving permanently test optional. So we're no longer requiring the SAT nor ACT for students applying to St. Mary's. You can apply for free via the common application or go directly onto our website. You can use that code GALES21 to waive that $60 application fee. On top of that, we'll require one letter of recommendation from an academic core teacher or counselor, personal statement, as well as your official high school transcript. So pretty basic standard stuff when applying to St. Mary's, but nevertheless, really, really important stuff. And like I said, test optional. So that's something that will be permanently moving forward, no longer requiring the SAT or ACT. First deadline is coming up in just a couple of weeks. That's our November 15th early action non-binding decision deadline. Guarantees you a decision by late December. Maybe you want to wait to apply by that January 15th deadline. Also the deadline of our departmental scholarships. That'll get you a decision from our office by late February, early to mid-March. You might want to apply regular decision if you want your first semester of your senior year grades to be posted to really qualify for that highest amount of merit-based scholarship possible. I think that's so important. Although you can definitely apply early action as well. It feels really good knowing that you've been accepted by an institution right in time for the Christmas holiday and right in time for the beginning of the new year. So definitely check that out if that's something that you're interested in. I also just lastly want to highlight, I am the admissions counselor that covers the entire Central Valley from Stockton through Bakersfield. So I'm the lucky guy that gets to review your application for admission to St. Mary's. Please feel free to reach out to me directly or any member of our team. We're always happy to work with fellow students such as yourselves, your parents. If they have questions, you can shoot me an email and we can actually set up a time to do what we call a meet and greet, where you can just chat with me, ask any types of questions that you have or your parents have, because we want to make this process as easy as we possibly can. So that way it's easy for you and stress-free in your senior year. Also, please feel free to reach out to our office directly if you've got some more specific questions. We can also chat by phone, but also use the Q&A feature, as I will be answering questions throughout tonight's presentation. Thank you all so much. Philip Goodwin from St. Mary's College.
All right, thank you so much. So our next presenter is from Central Washington University.
All right, hi everyone. Give me a second while I pull up my PowerPoint. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Dee Dior, and I'm a senior admissions counselor with Central Washington University. Just to start off with location. So Central Washington University is located in the center of the state of Washington. Just to give you a frame of reference, if you haven't been to Washington before, we're about an hour and a half east of Seattle and about 4 hours north of Portland, Oregon. And a lot of students like to come to us because of where we're located. If you're someone who likes to do any type of backpacking, camping, hiking, there's all of those fun activities for you to do in and around the Ellensburg area, which is where Central is located. And we're only about a 45-minute drive away from Snoqualmie Pass, which is a great place for students to go skiing and snowboarding and snowshoeing. And I know that students typically from out of state might think of Washington as being a little gloomy, maybe, overcast, but at Ellensburg, we actually have about 300 days of sunshine. So you're definitely going to have a lot of those sunny days while being a student at Central. So here's just a quick glimpse about academics and size. So we're considered a medium-sized institution. So we serve about 12,000 students. You are going to experience some of those larger lectures while you're on campus, but you can see that our average class size is about 25. So that means that you're going to have the ability to meet new friends and students throughout your time at Central, but you're really going to have the ability to connect with your faculty, connect with your peers, really dive deep into those discussions and dialogue and conversations about those subjects that you're studying. We have about 135 majors and programs for you to look into. Some of our top majors at Central include business. We have an internationally recognized business program. So that includes business management, business leadership, entrepreneurship. So if you're thinking about business, we could be a good fit for you. Education is also really strong at Central. We started off as a teaching college, so we have multiple teaching programs and many students who want to become educators. So we have anything from secondary education, elementary education, music education, so lots of different specializations within education at Central. If you're thinking about music, we have one of the largest music departments in the Pacific Northwest, which include music composition, music performance, and music theater. And our sciences include geology, biology, chemistry, those earth sciences, and also engineering technology as well, including industrial, mechanical, and electronic engineering technology. You can see some of our more unique majors that you might not find at other institutions, which include aviation management, paramedicine. So if you want to become an EMT, we can get you certified and get you right into that field right after you graduate. Construction management, sports management, and apparel, textiles, and merchandising. So that's just to name a few, but we have tons of different options for you at Central. Here's a little bit about the application process to CWU. So for any rising or any seniors out there who are thinking about applying to the fall of 2021 school year, we are currently accepting applications, and March 1st is going to be our priority deadline for those applications. In order to be considered, you're just going to want to fill out the first year application, submit the $60 application fee, or there are ways for you to get that fee waived. Submit your official high school transcripts. We are also test optional, so you don't have to include an SAT or an ACT test score in order to be considered, but you can definitely include that if you have taken that test already. And if you have a 3.0 or a higher GPA and you have all of your high school classes met, you're guaranteed admission, which is pretty exciting. And if you have below a 3.0 GPA, then we might ask you to write a personal statement. And the personal statement is just a great place for you to put your own voice into the application, talk to us about your academic experiences and how CWU is going to help you accomplish your academic and career goals. So let's talk a little bit about cost. So Central Washington is a part of the Western Undergraduate Exchange Program, meaning that if you apply to Central by March 1st and you're committed to Central by June 1st, and you're guaranteed the Western Undergraduate Exchange, or WUI. So instead of paying that $22,000 in non-resident tuition and fees, it's actually going to knock off about $10,000. So you're only going to be paying about $12,000 for tuition and fees. So you can see what your estimated total is there. It's open to any major, and there is no separate application. So if you apply and are admitted to Central, then by June 1st, then you're guaranteed WUI. A little bit about sports. We are a Division II university, and you can see some of the different men's and women's athletics that we have there. Along with D2 athletes or athletics, we also have intramural sports, club sports, so lots of different ways to kind of stay active at Central. Along with sports, we have a ton of clubs and organizations for you to take advantage of. You can see we have some more academic focus clubs, such as our marketing club, our women in aviation club. And then we also have a lot of fun clubs. We have a rodeo club and a marching band. So lots of fun ways to get to know other students and find your community at Central. Coming up actually next week is our fall virtual preview day. It's October 28th and 29th from 4 to 6 on both of those days. There's going to be a lot of fun sessions hosted by some of our colleges, some of our current students. There'll be financial aid sessions, admission sessions as well. So feel free to find the link that I provided at the bottom of the screen there if you want to RSVP and learn a little bit more about us. So here's a little bit of more online experiences for you. You can see that we have virtual campus tours, so you can see the campus from the comfort of your home. You can definitely set up an appointment with myself, either a phone call or video chat. I am the primary contact for students from the California area, so I provided my contact information down at the bottom of the screen there. So feel free to jot that down or take a photo of it, and I look forward to hearing from you. And feel free to drop me any questions in the chat as well. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Central Washington University. Yeah, just a reminder for our attendees to definitely ask questions. I know our presenters would be more than happy to answer those for you. So next up, we're going to hear from Mount St. Mary's University.
Hello, everyone. Awesome. So my name is Nicole Villanueva. I am a first-year admission counselor at Mount St. Mary's University. So if you are interested in the Mount and I hope to see your application run through, I'm going to be the one supporting you personally throughout the process. So Mount St. Mary's University is primarily an all-women's college. We have been in this business for about 95 years. And we do accept males into our program if they're interested in the nursing program. But who we are, we're a small private Catholic liberal arts institution. So small, we have about 1,500 students, which would equate to maybe 16 students per class. So it is really just its own community. You're gonna have tons of access to resources and just access to your professors, to other faculty and staff who are just really dedicated to women's education and women's experiences. Catholic, we are founded by the Sisters of St. Joseph of Carondelet, or the CSJs, who were movers and shakers of their time. They actually live on campus, and so they're just full of knowledge and just so wise. But we are rooted in the Catholic tradition because of them. And really what that looks like on our campus is a call for social justice and really loving the neighbor without distinction. So it's a place of inclusivity and respect for all. However, if you're not Catholic or a different faith, you are definitely welcome to apply to our campus. There is no religious requirements, although there are resources and offices available if you would like to foster your spiritual life while you're at the Mount. And liberal arts, we just want you to be a well-rounded student, and we want you to dip your toes in a couple different subjects so that when you leave the Mount, you're ready to work with a broad community and a diverse community as well. So you'll take classes in history, psychology, sociology, things that maybe aren't in your intended major, but that will help you overall be a critical thinker, analytical, and effective writer, and so many other things. We do have 2 campuses, but we are all one mission. So you'll find the same resources on both campuses. One of our campuses is in the Santa Monica Mountains. So if you look over on one side, you'll see the Pacific Ocean, and you look over on the other side and you'll see downtown LA and the Getty Museum. There are a lot of hiking trails around as well. And the Chelan campus is really more geared towards undergraduate students. So for you you're coming to college for the first time, we would definitely recommend Chelan campus being your home. We do have a shuttle that runs in between the 2 campuses. So if you hop on a shuttle and you go down the freeway, you'll find Doheny campus, which is about 4 miles away from downtown LA. Doheny is a lot smaller. It's a little bit more diverse in population because it's more geared towards graduate, evening, weekend online students. So it is a little bit more co-ed in that sense. However, you can take classes on either campus. You can live on both campuses. It really is up to you where you want to call your home. These are just some of our programs of studies. And so the ones in the gold writing are our top majors that first-year students come in hoping to fulfill. So you'll see biology, business administration, nursing, psychology, and sociology. The majors with the little asterisks are also offered as minors, but some really cool, unique minors that we have are acting, creative writing, women and gender studies, and so many more things to discover. A lot of our majors do offer additional emphases too. So for example, if you're interested in biology, we have an emphasis in pre-health, or business administration, we have emphasis in communication, management, marketing, and different things to really help you focus on what you want to study. Like I said earlier, our average class size is about 16. So your professors are really going to get to know you. They're going to get to know your name. They're going to keep you accountable and just be like, hey, I noticed you weren't in class today. Where have you been? Just another person to really check in on you and advocate for you during your transition into college. Additionally, a lot of our professors do their own research on the side. And so you can be involved, with a professor to do research and internships to really set yourself up for success and your future career. While we want you to succeed academically, we also want you to be the best version of yourself that you possibly can be. And so we have lots of different ways for you to foster community and to be well mentally, physically, emotionally, academically, all of those things. It's really important that you are taking care of yourself during this time. And so we have lots of different avenues for academic support to really make sure that you are being a successful student, that you're finding the internships that you want, that you're getting tutoring if you need that, that you're preparing for your life after the Mount. Mount wellness is really important to us. And so we have lots of different ways for you not only to move your body, but to de-stress and really think about the things that you're eating and the things that you're doing that affect your mental health. Women's leadership and student engagement is the hub of student life. So that's where you're going to find all our clubs and organizations, different ways to get involved, like the Student Activities Council. And they also house like all of our really fun campus traditions. One thing that's really special that they do that I really appreciate is a Leadership Scholar Program. So one of the benefits about coming to the Mount is that we're really going to work on your leadership skills, and we're going to make sure that when you leave the Mount, you're confident. And so the Leadership Scholar Program is one of those opportunities for you to really develop those skills. So you'll be able to get a leadership certificate, participate in peer mentoring, and all of these great things to really, again, develop those skills and build up that confidence. I'll just skip to the end, but my name is Nicole. I am definitely your resource if you are interested in the Mount. Feel free to take down my information. I'd love to hear from you and talk about your application.
All right. Thank you, Mount St. Mary's University. So the next school that you're going to hear from is Whitworth University.
Wonderful. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tess Abbott. I'm an admissions counselor at Whitworth, and I'm very excited to be talking with you today. So I'll start off by telling you that Whitworth is in Spokane, Washington. Spokane is on the eastern side of Washington State, and it is the second largest city in Washington State. So it's a big city. There's a lot going on, lots of great professional opportunities for our students, but also just tons of fun things to do. We are very much a Pacific Northwest city, so outdoor recreation is huge for us. We have beautiful 4 seasons, including a real winter with real snow. I always like to tell students, especially those from California, since I was from California myself, that we do get snow in Spokane, and we are so glad that we do. When you are in college, you don't have to shovel snow and you don't have to drive in the snow. And those, in my opinion, are the least fun parts about snow. So you really get to live it up when you're in a city like Spokane for college. I always like to start talking about Whitworth by talking about our mission. Whitworth is a very mission-centered institution. This is who we are and why we do what we do. Our mission is to provide our diverse student body an education of the mind and heart, equipping graduates to honor God, follow Christ, and serve humanity. A little wordy, as many mission statements are, so I'll break it into a few parts. First of all, we do have a very diverse student body, diverse in racial and ethnic backgrounds, socioeconomic, cultural, religious backgrounds, geographically diverse. We have students coming from 35 states in the US and 42 countries around the world. We love celebrating diversity on campus, and we want all of our students to feel like they can come to campus, share their unique perspectives and backgrounds, and be open and ready to learn more about their peers. Second, we provide an education of mind. Of course, we are a higher education institution, but we also hope to educate your heart, recognizing that many of our students are coming to us at 17 or 18 years old and might need some support in other areas outside of the classroom. And finally, we hope to equip our graduates to honor God, follow Christ, and serve humanity. We are a Christian institution, but we do not require Christianity or any faith at all from our students, but we have lots of opportunities if you are interested in pursuing your faith. We have about 2,300 undergraduate students, so definitely on the smaller side, but not the smallest school you'll probably ever see. Of course, this means small class sizes. Many of my peers on this have talked about the value of small class sizes, and we definitely believe that at Whitworth. And we really think those small classes translate into success. 97% of our graduates finished in 4 years or less. And of those graduates, 95% were in a job, a graduate school, the Peace Corps, the military, within 6 months of graduation. So a Whitworth degree is very meaningful when it comes to bigger and better things after college. We have over 100 majors and programs, which is a ton for a school our size. Everything from accounting to writing and so many in between. Some that I will pull out for you as our larger majors would be biology, business, computer science, education, health science, and all kinds of pre-professional health tracks, music, nursing, and psychology. Some ways that our students are very busy and very involved outside of the classroom really starts with our residence halls. We are a residential campus, so we require first and second year students to live on campus in one of our 10 residence halls. Each residence hall is small. They have their own quirks and personalities, and that's where you're going to meet some of your best friends, probably for life. One of the residence halls is the original building that Whitworth was founded in and has cool, funky lofted ceilings and layouts. And one is brand new with heated bathroom floors. So there is a whole range, and students really bond to their residence halls and form community right away. over 40 student clubs, everything from gaming club to Pokemon club to Black Student Union to outdoor rec club, lots of ways to pursue your passions. We love intramurals on campus and staying active. One of the most popular is bubble soccer, which seems like the best pandemic intramural that I could think of. And then outdoor rec, as I mentioned, there are so many great things to do in the Spokane area and surrounding. Our students love to hike and bike and ski and snowboard and stand up paddleboard, or just sit in the residence hall and look outside at the beautiful natural environment with a cup of coffee. We do have Division III athletics. We have 21 varsity athletic teams, including our most recent women's lacrosse. We play in the Northwest Conference with other small private universities, and we have won 12 all sports trophies in a row for our conference. So it's always a good day to be a pirate. We also have very large and well-known art, music, and theater programs, of which you can get a talent scholarship, even if you are not planning to major or minor in them. We just ask that you participate and share your talent with us. Our application is free, has always been free, will always be free. We use the Common App, or we have an application on our website. I'm the one reading your application, so hopefully that takes a little stress away when you're sending it into the void. We are test optional, have been for over a decade. You're welcome to send in test scores if you were lucky enough to take them or have scores available. But if you don't like your scores or you don't have them, don't worry. Recommendation letters are also optional. We do rolling admission, so I'm always reading applications, and once all your material's in, it'll be about 2 to 3 weeks before you get a decision. Some deadlines for you, March 1st being the absolute, but I encourage you to try to finish your application by the end of this calendar year. 100% of our incoming first-year students receive financial aid, almost up to $35,000 on scholarships and grants on average. And we are a valuable degree and a valuable institution, #3 best regional university values in the West. Again, this is my contact information. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope to answer some questions in a few minutes.
All right. Thank you, Whitworth University. Next up, we're going to hear from Eastern Oregon University.
Hi, give me just 1 second to set up screen share, and we are good to go. Hi, my name is Allison. I am your regional admissions counselor with Eastern Oregon University. I actually attended EOU for my undergrad in psychology and health studies, so I just want to share a little bit of that information with you today. And if you're interested, hopefully we can get in contact after this. So about EOU, we are a small public four-year liberal arts college. We're in La Grande, Oregon. So if you've been up to Portland, we're about 4 hours away from there, about 4.5 from Seattle, so the bigger cities, and then Boise about 2.5 hours. So the town of La Grande, we have about 13,000 people. So we are a smaller town, but with that, you get a lot of the benefits of knowing your neighbors. You know, like I'm from a small town called Los Angeles, where, you know, I didn't know people who lived 2 houses away from me, and moving to La Grande was kind of a really big change where I got to really feel like I'm a part of the people that I'm living with. So that was a huge bonus for me. Wallowa Lake is a great place to visit if you're into water sports, hang gliding, parasailing, kayaking, canoeing, all of that. It's about an hour and a half away from campus. Anthony Lakes is about 45 miles, the #1 ski and snow resort in the Pacific Northwest. And there's tons of different snow activities as well as spring and summer activities for students to take part in. And then finally, my personal favorite is Morgan Lake. It's about 2 miles away from campus. So camping, there's no motors or engines allowed on the water. So it's a very quiet, tranquil, serene place to hang out. On campus, we have about 1,500 students. So we are a smaller university. So we're the size of a small private school, but we are a 4-year public institution. So you get kind of the best of both worlds with affordability and then also smaller class sizes. So our smallest class we even offer is 2 students. So kind of that cornerstone is based around the undergraduate experience, really getting to know your professors and building that relationship. So if it's important to you to have a job after college or an internship or apply to graduate school, those relationships are really built in the classroom. So we don't have any associate professors or assistant professors. Every professor that you have is a doctor in their field, and they're there to help you onto your next steps. Some of the popular programs are listed here. We have a lot more on our website. But just super quick, we are ranked top 15 in the nation for English, literature, interdisciplinary, which means you kind of mix and match your majors and minors. Top 10 for business administration, and top 5% in education, homeland security, law enforcement, and firefighting. 96% of our students get into medical school the first time that they apply. 95 get into law school the first time they apply. And a lot of that goes back down to those small class sizes and the relationships that you get to build. If you're interested in studying abroad, we do have programs on every single continent except for Antarctica, and then tons of scholarships that go along with that to help bring that price down as well. So you're really just paying out of pocket for your ticket there and back. Student support services, honestly, this could be its own slideshow by itself, but long story short, anything that we can do to help you be a better student will never be at cost to you. So if it's free tutoring, whether by appointment or through drop-in hours, or if you need counseling or prescription, blood work, a physical, all of that is included, and it's at no additional charge to you, which is really great. So every class that we offer automatically has a tutor associated with it, so you will always be in the loop with that. Outside of the classroom, there's a lot of ways to get kind of integrated with the campus community. We have one of the oldest Native American powwows in the state, ROTC with scholarships. Our esports team, they compete nationally for scholarships, so they're really solid with that. But one of my favorite activities was the outdoor adventure program. There's just so much that we can do with that, and we really want students to take advantage of the location that they're at in Eastern Oregon, where you have access to hiking, skiing, snowboarding, kayaking, canoeing, rock climbing, swimming, camping, all totally for free. So if you've never done any of those, you can just rent the equipment and you're on your way. You can also earn college credit and a minor in outdoor recreation and leadership if that's something you're really interested in. So I highly recommend checking that out. Athletics, we are in the NAIA, so about the size of a D2, but I guess the biggest difference is the amount of scholarships that go back to the students. There's a few others, but that's probably the biggest paramount difference. So here's a list of all the sports that we offer on campus, and then we have intramural sports as well that students can get involved in. And then check out eousports.com if you want the coach's contact info to send them any reels or stats that you might have. Living on campus, you are required your first year to live on campus, but they are very up-to-date halls. They're very accommodating. They're not really dorms. They're more kind of apartment suite style. So you're never gonna have more than 5 students living in a suite together. Your heating, air conditioning, Wi-Fi, cable, refrigerator, microwave, bathroom, shower, all of that comes included, and it's all kind of at cost for you. So the most expensive option is the single. You have about 96 square feet to yourself, and the least expensive option is the triple, where you still have about 100 square feet, but you're sharing your 300 square foot room with 2 other students, if that makes sense. And then that price also includes your meal plan. Speaking of prices, we are one of the most affordable schools in the Pacific Northwest. So the most you could ever possibly spend at EOU is about $22,000 before scholarships kick in. So you are automatically granted the WUI. So coming in from California, and it was even coming in from California, it was less expensive than many of my in-state options. So super quick, I got about 30 seconds. Incoming GPA average is about a 3.4. We just ask that you finish your core class requirements. $50 application fee, it's online. There's no essay required, no SAT, and then we'll have a decision for you in about 2 weeks. Scholarships, lots of scholarships available. Just get them in before February 1st. Then if you have any questions, please feel free to take a screenshot of this. It's like my digital business card, and I'm here for you. Thank you so much, Eastern Oregon University.
All right, thank you, Eastern Oregon University. So our final presenter in this session is from the University of Wyoming.
Hello, thank you so much for having me this evening. And I want to thank all my other presenters for leading me up to this moment. I am from the University of Wyoming, and I'll go ahead and share my screen here so we can get my presentation going. It's nice to be last. It's exciting getting to see my peers here present on their institutions. It gets me excited about college, and I wish I could go back. So I am from beautiful Laramie, Wyoming. I'm an admissions recruiter and representative, but I am also a proud graduate of the University of Wyoming. It is located in the southeastern part of the state of Wyoming. And we are certainly a campus that experiences all 4 seasons. As you can see here, this is a representation of our campus that will look about like this coming this weekend all the way up until about May. If you are moving out here, we recommend that you definitely invest in a nice pair of warm boots. But that being said, Wyoming is full of adventure. And as Wyomingites, we are adventurous in spirit. So we like to see students that have a lot of grit when they apply. We are the only four-year institution in the state. We are a flagship institution and a land-grant institution, and we were built on the colleges of agriculture and engineering. And though we are very proud to still host those institutions, we host a multitude of other majors and minors that I will talk about in a bit. Our 15-to-1 faculty to student ratio, what that means for you is if you're interested in pursuing a master's after the fact, which about 92% of our graduates either pursue a master's or they get into employment after the fact, you'll develop a relationship with your cohort and with your professors. And 90% of our classes are taught by our professors, so you can anticipate them having their doctorate degrees as well. We are an outdoor recreation hub for the state and for the area in the West, with only over 100 miles of biking trails and 2.9 acres of national forest. You can anticipate hiking and backpacking and camping. We also have a ski hill that is 30 minutes from the campus. It is one of the cheapest ski hills in the entire area. I will attest to this because more often than not, the entire parking lot is full of Colorado residents. They have figured that out. But if you're a student, it's cheap. It gives you the opportunity to rent some skis and go out for a day with about $70 full total. So it's a great place to learn, and it's beautiful as well. We are represented by Division I athletics, so you will see us in basketball, you will see us in football. Fun fact, we are represented right now, I believe, with the most alumni in the NFL that are active. The Buffalo Bills out of New York, you'll see Josh Allen. He's got the fastest arm in the West. That's not quoted. But we have a Greek system as well. If you're interested in doing any type of Greek life, we will have the opportunities to do so at the University of Wyoming. You can also get involved in student government. We have over 300 clubs and organizations, so I am hard pressed if you're a student that you will not find something that you are interested in. We have over 200 areas of study, and that's everything from accounting to zoology. Our business program is fantastic, and we are on the fast track to being a Tier 1 institute for engineering. But as well, I was an English creative writing major, and one of the most fantastic experiences about my education was that the individuals that come out here to teach, especially artists, they want to get off the beaten path. Wyoming is the least populated state. So if you were interested in studying at an institution where you get the best opportunity with less competition compared to other institutions at the four-year level, you will have that here. You can study undergraduate research opportunities for a paid internship. We are ranked as well by the National Science Foundation. We've become top tier for opportunities for undergraduate research opportunities. So something that you can do out here without the competition of other students and no traffic, which I think is pretty fantastic. If you're interested in studying abroad, we have the largest endowment in the United States. The Cheney International Center, established by ex-US Vice President, Dick Cheney. He has established that with the University of Wyoming as he's a proud graduate. And if you're interested in traveling to over 400 sites worldwide while paying your out-of-state resident tuition, you absolutely have the opportunity to do so. We recommend that Wyoming students do so because they don't often leave the state. The reason they don't leave the state because it's fantastic, but it's great for them to get out into the world and see what other opportunities they have. The admissions process with the University of Wyoming this year is a little bit different. We are not asking for an ACT or an SAT score, which works fantastic. We have a rolling admissions, but the materials in consideration for financial aid, we would like to see that you apply everything by May 1st. So you have some time right now if you're trying to make a decision on which institution feels right. We are on the common application, but you can also apply directly through our website. We will ask for the submission of your high school transcripts and just the completion of that application. So those are the only two materials. Should be easy. This is just a quick visual. This is our opportunities for scholarships, but I present on a little bit of a caveat because we like to use visuals at the University of Wyoming. We're reworking our scholarships this year. As often as a land-grant institution, we try to make things as easy as possible. And in years prior, for scholarships, you would apply and we would only ask for your high school GPA, ACT, and SAT to award. We do not ask for ACT or SAT this year, so our Board of Trustees has reworked our scholarships, and they will be producing that grid this week, I've been told. So you can absolutely check in with me, and you can check in with the University of Wyoming website. But for now, get an idea of cost of graduate or undergraduate cost estimate down here in the corner. I will say we are an institution that asks our students to live on campus during their freshman semester as well, because we're usually around $11,000 would be the highest total that you can anticipate for room and board. So with that 30,000 mark, you can anticipate that dropping by 11,000 when you get into your sophomore semester. We are open for tours. So if you're interested in coming out west and checking out some of the best opportunities, you can get over to the University of Wyoming and you can walk on our campus at this time. But if you're also, not able to make it, you can do a virtual tour, or we host one-on-one Zoom sessions every week with our admissions representatives and other individuals on campus. We're happy to get you connected. This is my connective information. So if you're interested in giving me a call, if you want to shoot me an email or you want to shoot our admissions team an email, we would be happy to answer any question from what's Laramie like down to the cafes, the downtown, the life like, or what's the university like all the way through to the majors. I'd be happy to give you that information. So I hope you all have an excellent evening. Go Pokes and stay warm out there.
All right, thank you so much. So we have just a few minutes left. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and have each of our presenters kind of just give a final thought and to talk a little bit, maybe 30 or 45 seconds, and talk a little bit about maybe a fun school tradition that your campus has, or maybe just something unique about your institution. So why don't we go ahead and we'll start in the same order that you presented in. So we'll start with St. Mary's College of California.
Hi, everyone. Philip Goodwin from St. Mary's College of California. Thank you so much for attending tonight. St. Mary's is really well known for its Division I men's and women's basketball teams. In fact, we defeated Gonzaga 2 years ago for the WCC championship. Additionally, one of our proud graduates is Mahershala Ali. He's a two-time Academy Award winner, has been in House of Cards to Green Book to Moonlight to Hunger Games as well. So we're really proud that he's a St. Mary's grad. Thanks so much for having me tonight.
Central Washington University.
Okay, just some final thoughts. There's so many different schools out there. I think we had a really great panel tonight of different universities and different options. I mean, there's over 5,300 colleges and universities in the United States. So there's definitely something out there for you. Just a really fun fact about Central is that we have, so Wellington, the Wildcat is our mascot, and we have a Wellington bonfire every, kind of at the start of the school year, where we have a big barbecue, a big bonfire. Local radio station is out there playing music. There's games and contests. So just really fun ways to get to know students and to find new friends.
All right. Mount St. Mary's University.
One of the things that I think you'll hear a lot about from our students and from our alums is that you will create such a great community of support at the Mount. And so whether that's relationships with professors or peers or, anyone who's on campus, it's just a place where we want to see you succeed, and we're fully invested in you as a student. A fun tradition that I am missing this year, especially since we're close to Halloween, is we would decorate our Doheny campus in full Halloween decor, spider webs, pumpkins everywhere. And our children from the Early Development Center would come and they would trick or treat, and we'd buy tons and tons of candy. So that's something that I'm missing this year for sure.
Whitworth?
Yes, well, Philip inspired me with his talk of alum, mostly because it is very current. One of the Whitworth alums from our music program is currently on The Voice and was just picked to be on Gwen Stefani's team. But besides that, I think he's a great representation of a Whitworth student. He studied abroad in South Africa. He played soccer and actually was one of our soccer coaches after he graduated. And of course, now he is on a reality television show. So really a well-rounded student that's a great example of a Whitworth student.
Eastern Oregon University?
Yeah. I would say the last parting words, the best tip I ever had when I was in high school is to visit your college campuses, talk to students, talk to professors, sit in on a class if you can. We are here for you. We're admissions counselors and we love answering all of your questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Fun fact, if you've ever seen Top Gun, Maverick, he went to Eastern Oregon University. And my personal favorite fact is that we have heated sidewalks, so you won't slip and fall in the snow. So thanks for joining tonight.
All right, University of Wyoming, why don't you wrap it up here?
All right, well, thank you. All of you had such great input, especially in regards to connecting with your counselors, regardless across all campuses. All institutions are great. We have little bits and pieces that make us unique and different, but all institutions are great. We're all here to help you. And one thing that I will say that's a fun fact about our university, as you can see in the background, this is Beta Wheel. We are through and through West. We are the Wild West. So each football game starts out with the blast of a cannon and a rider on horseback riding down the football field with a flag. And being the West, Wyoming's known for its paleontology and all of the success during the Bone Wars back in the day. So we have a geological museum on campus that you can access at any point in the day and you can study among the bones. But there's a T-Rex statue outside and he's Rexy. And during finals week, if you can get a pine cone in between his teeth, if you can huck it, you get it in between his teeth, you have better luck on your finals. It is known. So thank you for having me.
All right, perfect. So this concludes this particular session. We are right at the end of our time. So I just want to go ahead and thank each of our presenters for being here this evening and for talking about each of your schools. Thank you to our attendees as well. We hope that you found it beneficial. When you do exit out of this session, you will have a quick 4-question survey. We hope that you will complete that survey and provide us feedback on these programs so that we can continue to try and improve them for you. Just a reminder that there are other sessions to sign up for and hope that you'll check those out, and that this session was recorded along with all of our other sessions, and those recordings can be found within about a week at the website where you registered. So again, just would like to thank our presenters, thank our attendees, and hope you have a good rest of your evening. Thank you so much for joining us.